Good morning. Welcome to this Tuesday, June 21st Board of Commissioners meeting. First up is public comment for anyone that's not on the agenda. Not seeing any. We will move on to Susan Grasham with Coach Kid update. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me, and thank you even more for supporting youth mentoring in Clinton County. Coach Kids is Clinton County's youth mentoring organization. We are inspired to develop the highest quality programming, partnerships, resources, and expertise needed to lead and to serve our community. Volunteers in every Clinton County child in need of a caring, supportive mentor relationship. Youth mentoring is an evidence-based solution to meet children where they are and give them hope. That includes helping them identify goals, pathways to get there, help them to find ways around obstacles, and cheer for them along the way. Plus, they have a relationship where they belong, experience grace, and have someone to look after their well-being. So this last year has been interesting after COVID. We've taken a lot of steps forward, and we're excited about next school year because we think there's a lot of potential for growth. In the last year, we've mentored about 150 kids here in Clinton County. We have 3 different programs. Community Hope is our community-based program. We ask mentors to meet their kiddos for 4 to 6 hours a month. We averaged around 30 matches this year. Often parents, guardians, and also we work with probation for referrals for our Community Hope program. Mentors do sign up for that 4 to 6 hours a month. We do lots of activities as Coach Kids. We talked about manners, and we did karate. We learned about following directions by cooking out at the Angry Donkey. We have had plenty of opportunities to build connections and relationships with the kids in our community. Local Heroes is our school-based program. It's not only for our elementary school students, but it's also an opportunity for high school students to learn how to connect with kiddos and to explore that potential to be maybe a teacher or a coach within as they grow up and as they decide what they're going to do with the rest of their lives. This year we reached about 100 mentoring relationships, and we're excited to get back into a couple of other schools after COVID. So we're excited about the potential there. Plus, we're an extra resource for all 4 county schools. We have both adults and high schoolers that reach into the schools there. And our third program is our newest program, and it's a partnership with Purdue Extension, and we call it Friends for Life. I'm really excited about this program. It's a way to connect with kids. High schoolers can self-refer. So a lot of times through the years, I've been with Coach Kids for 10 years, and we have a lot of kids that go, how do I get a mentor? I love those kids because they already recognize that they can benefit from a relationship with an adult. So this Friends for Life program is an opportunity for high schoolers to self-refer. We talk to the Chamber of Commerce, Ivy Tech, Purdue. The state of Indiana has a great next level jobs that a lot of people don't know that they have resources to get certificates and training to go into lots of different fields. And so we have the opportunity to talk to kids about what they're interested in, do assessments so we can find out what their strengths are, and then connect them with a mentor in the community, and it's just 1 hour once a month. So it's just making a connection, having those conversations that maybe as kids they don't even know they need to have, like, where's the parking lot? Or how early do I need to be to an appointment? Or how do I dress for an interview? These are all things that having a mentor through Friends for Life can help out with. We are excited. We are Coach Kids only in Clinton County. There's nobody else quite like us. We are independent. We started out as Big Brothers, Big Sisters in the 70s, and then we became Coach Kids in 2007. So what's neat is it is truly the county of Clinton County that comes together to make this possible. Our volunteers are from Clinton County, our money's from Clinton County, and our kids benefit from this community coming together. So I'm here if you have any questions. And obviously, if anyone would like to mentor, I would love to hear from you.
Thank you, Susan.
No, I'm.
All right, thank you for the opportunity.
Keep up the good work. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you. Okay, next up is Patrick Corwin from Frankfurt, Jaycees. Good morning, Patrick.
Morning, gentlemen. How are you guys?
Good. Doing well. How about yourself?
Getting in crunch time now, boys.
Yeah, that's true.
So we're coming to talk to you. We've already talked to the city. This year was a struggle for us to pay for fireworks. We're gonna break just right at what we need to pay. We've asked the city to take on more. We were wondering if the county could help because our fireworks, what cost us $4 last year, cost us $8 this year. Our normal show is 12. It's 15 this year. The other problem we're running into is he's one of our youngest members. We're not being able to get younger guys to volunteer. So we're on the border of the Jaycees won't be here. So we're trying to plan to set it in stone for the future to keep fireworks in Clinton County. Because if we dissolve, it's going to move the show to almost $20,000 with liability, insurance, and they'll have to pay a crew to come do it.
So how much? Go ahead.
Sorry,
No.
what does it cost right now to do it, Patrick?
This year is 15.
15, and how,
The Saving Grace this year
uh-huh,
was good to go, did Roundup, April,
Yep.
March, and they raised us $7,200. I mean, $4,700. $4,700 is what's going to carry us to be able to.
okay. So are you short this year?
We're
Are you-
right
you're
there
right,
on the
you're right
fence.
even, okay, so do you need money this year, or are you asking for future?
Future. What
Okay.
we're asking is if you and the city could work together to maybe
Okay,
budget all of it together, because the fundraising we have found this year has been the hardest ever.
sure.
Because everybody says, well, we don't have it. We can't help you. We don't.
Yeah, yep,
Yeah.
So I have a question.
yeah.
Have you put an application in over with Shan Sheridan?
Yes.
Because I haven't been notified to pay you a check.
He has all of our paperwork.
Okay.
I talked to him the other day. He said it'll be what we normally get, the $2,500.
Okay.
That's through the chamber or
It's in first times.
innkeeper's tax?
So we're just trying to lock something in for the next 20 years if the Jaycees actually dissolve.
Who decides how innkeeper's tax is spent?
We have a committee, but I haven't
Okay.
been made aware of it.
Gotcha.
And I'm on the committee, so.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure you.
No, we turned all our paperwork in, and I talked to him last week, yes.
Okay, good.
I don't just on the surface, I don't have a problem making that a consideration. Obviously, we'd have to work with, I mean, we don't hold the purse strings, that's the county council, so
No,
we would
that's
have to
fine,
work
but
with,
we're just trying to plan
work with them.
early.
Yeah, I appreciate you getting ahead of the game for next year. That's,
So how much are you asking for?
As much as you can.
how much you got, yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, I would say
Yeah.
we're no different than everybody else, as Josh mentioned.
Right.
One, it has to go through council, but
Yeah.
there's budgetary constraints that the county has as well.
yeah, we're not asking for all of it. We're gonna still work to try to raise money. We're gonna do the good to go again next year,
Okay.
but
But you're looking at the same, hopefully around the 15,000 to 20,000 mark for next year. Okay. That gives us an idea.
So an issue we've had this year more so than others
Mhm.
is we have events and we have growing events like Fire and Ice. We do
Right.
now a hot dog festival and a distinguished young woman, and it has gotten to the point where we haven't exhausted our resources. However, some resources have said, well, all right, we will do this event, but not this one.
Correct.
And we don't benefit off of any of our events. We don't profit.
Right.
And so we're looking for more resources to try to help out.
I understand that.
Well, and I think one resource that would be available is working with the innkeeper, since there's already some contribution there. And I believe there's a little bit more money available there just based on what I've seen from the fund balance. So maybe that would be a starting point in terms of contribution from there. Has the city committed to any certain amount?
They help out.
Okay.
Okay.
no, that didn't go as easy as it is going with you guys.
Well, sorry to hear that, but not surprised.
But we're not asking for all of it. We're just asking for some to help. That way, we're not exhausting all the businesses because they're getting to the point where they're telling us no now.
Interesting. Okay. I
Something
think
we
that's
can-
something we can work
Yeah.
on, and we can help. We can work with the city and come up with something amicable to where we're not, to where we have equal input. So
That's all we're asking is that
We-
we all work together to.
we can do that for sure.
Yeah.
We appreciate your guys'
Yep.
time. Thank you.
Yep, thanks,
Yep.
guys.
I was the innkeeper's
Yeah, cool.
All right, next up is Beth Keeney. Good morning, Beth.
Good morning. We're working on, we made a proposal to the council to get some documents digitized in the recorder's office, and that got approved on June 14th. So at this point, I'm here to request if the commissioners will sign this agreement, this proposal we have with them, and also permission to allow scanners, a team of scanners, I think they only have two, to be in our building 2 12-hour shifts. And it's 7A to 7P, and then the next group starts 7P to 7A. And this would be for 3 days. The biggest, the project that's first off, that's definitely, the Recorder's Perpetuation Fund's going to pay half of this project, and the council said they would come up with the other half over a 2-year cycle. So the first part, the Recorder's Office is going to take care of that. But get them in here, get the documents digitized, and then, have some relief that we don't have documents, we just have books and or we don't have books or the documents, we just got them on microfilm. So then we'd have that part captured, as they say, and completed. And that would take them 3 days. They'd be here 3 days. Some counties, they say, just turn over the keys. Some people have the sheriff's deputy. They ask if they could maybe have somebody stop by. I'm willing to stop in and stay. I'll stay some, of course, too. And so we're asking for permission to allow that to happen. They have sent us their liability certificate, which that's attached at the end of the proposal, and they have background checks performed. These people. Some of them are veterans that they have do the work, and then I imagine there'll be a team leader as well. There'll be a team leader. You could be 3 here. We were just going to have them set up in our little kitchen-like lounge thing in between our office and the treasurer's office, and everything is locked. All the doors are locked inside the courthouse in the evening, so they would just have access to get into our office and get our microfilm.
Okay.
And the books. There are 7 books to be scanned too. So
When Beth talked to me, I think one thing that I mentioned was, and she said it as well, that she'd maybe check in, so there was a little bit of oversight from her, and I'm okay with that, as long as you're willing to provide some
I can help do
oversight.
that too. Just let me know the dates and I can stop up one of those. Since it's going to be 3
And-
days, you shouldn't have to do all the.
And in all honesty, I could be here at the time of that shift, when we,
Right.
I could just use my key. We don't
Yep.
have to, I don't have to give anybody a key.
Right. Yep. Or
That'd be the best.
Yeah,
some
we can work it
combination of us. We can figure it out. So I would be in favor of
Take
doing
turns.
this.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'll make a motion. We approve the imaging scanning agreement.
And I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion carries 3-0.
Right. Here is a page for the signatures. Right. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Beth.
Thank you, Beth.
I'll be in touch when that begins. They even said perhaps July 6th, but
Oh, wow.
I'm getting, that's coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, before you know it.
I'll let you know.
Okay, next up, which I don't see Ray, she's next on the schedule, so we'll maybe wait and see if she shows up here before we go to the online recording agreement. So we'll go to Sheriff Kelly with the SRO grant. Sheriff? I know,
Good morning, everybody.
good morning. I know you have a PowerPoint. Bert was at the council and saw it. Josh and I both watched it, so
Okay.
I mean,
We're-
if
We'll
you
just
want to
touch
just.
bases so
Yeah,
everybody can
yeah.
kind of hear it
Okay.
over the internet and kind of go back over the program. Basically, in a nutshell, we've worked up the COPS grant, which provides salary for additional officers, and those additional officers would be placed, one at Clinton Central, one at Clinton Prairie. We've worked for several months with Clinton Prairie and Clinton Central to get the confirmation to, their commitment to the salary and to having those officers in there. So this started kind of well beyond the last, mass casualties at a school down in Texas and Uvalde. So, but it does play a part in the decision-making process of the importance of getting officers there at the schools every day. Typically, it is the school had budgeted three days, sometimes 5 days a week, but most of the time, on average, it's about two days a week at each school. The school would pay for an officer to be there. So with this, it's their commitment to have an officer there 5 days a week. So that's where we started with, working on this grant, also communicating with the school, community council, talking to some of the members there at the schools. It was important to them, so we went ahead. They have agreed to it. I'll let Ashley talk about the grant itself. She has applied for the grant and put all of that together. So I'll let her explain it real quickly so that you guys will have an idea and the community can kind of see that through this meeting.
Lieutenant Ashlock took on a lot of this on my behalf this time around, but this is essentially a $125,000 grant that's broken down over a 3-year period. The 4th year, we have to assure to meet the grant requirements that we fund those positions for 12 additional months beyond the grant period. We're working with the schools right now. I know you talked to Lieutenant Ashlock regarding the county's buy-in, so to speak, for that 12 months following the 3-year commitment. Right now, we're in talks with the schools that they will provide the salaries, we will provide the fringe benefit package per officer. And as it stands today, that's about $22,000 per officer. We have a multitude of funds that we can use to fund those positions. And generally, I'd like to see that entire position wings to the school eventually, and then we will still take care of the equipment and training and certifications.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mr. President, I'll make the motion that we move forward with the grant as presented.
Okay. Motion carries 2-0. So
Okay,
good.
it was submitted because of the timeline,
Yeah.
the grant's already been submitted, so we will know probably around September whether or not, we are receiving that
I
grant.
think it's great.
So will it be for
Thank you.
this school year,
So it'll be awarded for,
or kind of start?
the way
like
it's awarded,
middle of
yeah, right, so
school
it's a federal
year, or
grant, so it's
in the fall?
mid-cycle, yes, yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
The only thing that I think, and maybe you guys have talked to the schools about it, is getting some type of like interlocal agreement with
Right.
between the county and the school, just
That's
so
a
we're
part of
all
the
on
grant
same page.
proposal, is
Okay.
that we have a memo of understanding on
Perfect.
how that operates. They just weren't ready to take on something like Rossville yet, so we are going, the great thing is they are gonna be our merit deputies, so they will come back to us on the non-school calendar year. So it's 2 additional officers for a fraction of the cost.
Yeah, very good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you guys.
And to follow up on the memo of understanding and the agreement through the county with both schools, it's important that we do have that, and we'll get something worked up and presented. And it's been a lot of work, but it's been easy work with the schools because they're as committed as our council and our commissioners. So we do appreciate it, and the ability to put those officers in the schools every day throughout the school year, every day, and their school functions will be fantastic. So it's a nice footprint we can put in those schools. So I appreciate everything the county's helped us with.
Yeah, I think we support it fully. Unfortunately, we have to. You know,
Yes.
at this point, that society's changed so much that this is where we've evolved to. But it's glad you guys took the lead and are working with the schools. And I think everyone that has kids, grandkids, or family members will feel much more safe knowing that it's a full-time person there now.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, we will go to your Ray Harris with the online record service agreement.
Absolutely.
Morning, Ray.
Morning, how are you?
Wonderful.
You know Josh today?
He had to step out.
There he is. Well, what do you have for me?
I had a question. Sorry, I'm trying to pull it up.
Morning, Ray.
Morning.
So what's the price that you're planning on charging?
That, we do not have that worked out. There's a set price by the state that we have to charge.
What is that?
It is, well, we are $1 a page for any documents that we make. Just flat fee for any court cases. Marriage licenses are more. Certifications are, I think we're up to $4 or $5 now. And then I don't have yet worked out a set fee for how much we're gonna charge. Now, the company's gonna charge a percentage on top of that to get their money back, obviously, which is how they make their money.
A percentage on top of it?
Correct.
Cause the contract read that it's $7.50.
That's a month if we don't use it.
Well, that's not how it reads. It
If
says
I
per
understood
order.
that correctly.
Says
It says per.
$7.50 per transaction.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, that's what
So
they're
we have to
confused.
charge more than $7.50 or
No.
they're gonna charge the county.
Right.
So we're gonna pay to have the service? I'm confused.
Only if we don't use it, which you pretty much don't ever see that happening. Especially as word gets out that we have this. Because we have people calling and texting and emailing me every day, wanting to know if we have the service, and they have been for years. Wanting to know, do I have to come in and get this? Could I send someone in and come and get this? People out of state wanting to know, how do we do this? How do we manage this? Can we do this online yet? Can we pay over the phone?
Ray, did you say the state mandated this?
No,
Oh,
state did not mandate
Okay.
this. I'm sure at some point they will, but no, they have not yet.
okay.
Just trying to offer a service free to us that our people are already asking for.
I guess that's not how the contract reads, unless I'm reading it incorrectly. It says it's gonna charge the county $7.50.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
that's going to go, the customer has to pay that.
That's fine, then we need that amended to sign it, cause it says the county's gonna pay it right now.
Okay,
I think what that the way I read it was, is the county collects the $7.50 per document, pays the $7.50 to, not the individual pays the service, correct?
right.
The county will get an invoice for however many documents they get every month,
Each.
pay that. It's up to us to make sure we get the $7.50 plus or whatever from
Right.
the customer, correct?
Yeah.
Is that
Yes,
not-
yeah, it says if the service fee offered is less than $7.50, Fiddler will instead bill the county each month.
Right.
So we're gonna get billed because we're not charging.
If it's lower than
$7.50.
$7.50.
Okay, so is it going to be lower than $7? It's not going to be, but
No.
you don't know what it's gonna be.
No, I don't know specifically yet what it's gonna be. I haven't worked that out with them yet.
Mr. President, I'll be honest, and I think we have a lot of imaging and a lot of the same information that's kind of going on between other departments. I'd like to see us get some other ideas and some thoughts. I hate to jump into this at this point in time.
Yeah, I don't have a problem going with this company, there just needs to be more clarity on it, so, or I need to know what we're gonna charge to sign.
Okay,
So, but we can get other votes and go around me as well, so.
all right, so we're tabling this until, all right.
So what are the what is it that she needs to do to satisfy?
I wanna
So
know
we
how
can get
much
this
it's
done?
gonna be charged,
Okay.
is number one.
Okay.
And then the second thing, the termination, it needs to be clarified that it'll be done in certified mail.
Okay.
Those were the two items that both Tom and I saw in the contract that need,
Termination of contract?
yes.
Okay, it is a one-year contract.
Well, it says it's month to month. Doesn't say it's 1 year. And it's ambiguous in terms of cancellation.
In terms
So,
of cancellation,
so-
it doesn't work for either one of us.
Just so that it says it's done by certified mail.
All right.
Those
I'll
would
get
be
back
the
with
two.
you.
Okay?
Thanks, Ray.
Next up is Rick Campbell. Highway update. Good morning, Rick.
Morning, Rick.
We just wrapped up shooting calcium this morning on the gravel roads. And next thing will be chip seal. I just heard through the grapevine that they're gonna be calling sometime pretty soon to start chip seal, so I'm hoping for that call. We took delivery on one of the new graders, last week ago Monday, and it's out on the road today. That's basically all I have right now. We're all ready to chip seal.
Okay.
And Mike Walter's got a couple speech studies he wants to talk to the commissioners about.
Okay.
Do you have anything else for me?
I don't, Rick.
No.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Morning.
For the record, I'm Michael Waldron, Butler, Freeman, and Cyber. Happy first day of summer.
Yeah.
Bad news is, it starts getting shorter. So, first of all, I'd like to talk about Bridge 21. We conducted a speed study out there at no charge to the county. Average speed out there is 44 to 47 mile an hour. If we can reduce the speed and post it to 45 mile an hour, that would reduce the project length, which in turn reduces the cost of the total project.
Okay.
Approximately, the round numbers, $40,000. $200,000 total, county share, $40,000.
Right.
So we've done this on the other past bridges, 55, 67, 36. Tom's prepared those. So today I'm just asking for you to proceed in the process of having Tom prepare on county letterhead a speed ordinance between the two intersections out there.
I make the motion that we proceed with having Tom proceed with that.
Okay, second. That's on Bridge 21, correct?
Yeah.
That is correct. I don't remember the road number. Is it 700?
I think 700 West, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Motion carries 3-0.
And also, I believe at the last meeting, we were discussing doing a speed study out there on
200
200.
south.
We have completed the field work. We're still compiling the data. I've just brought the general services agreement for that,
Okay.
and not to exceed $3,000. So I'll leave it here for your.
Believe we approved this,
I was
but
gonna say we've already.
yeah, so
That's
just
why we went ahead and did the work.
signature.
That's-
So
I make the motion that Mr. Brewer sign it as president.
Second.
motion carries 3-0.
And Rick, you said that, sorry to put you on the spot again, but that road's getting paved, right?
Yes.
200 South, it's on our list anyway. Yeah, so we don't have to worry about the, yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good to see you, man. Whoa. Goodness.
I'll get you that. I got it. I got it.
Bail out.
Well, we will have a short
Yeah.
moment of
Elect-
cleanup here. We'll wait a second.
Sure glad I didn't do that.
Mike. Oh, you already got some.
Yep.
Email me the information.
Sure glad I didn't do that.
Probably wouldn't.
Thank you, sir. Face is red, Josh, by the way.
At least that part of the table's clean.
Yeah, could you do this over here too?
That's all right.
I think we made Ray mad.
All right.
Yeah.
After that
It is what it is.
little cleanup, we're back, which we have, I don't see Liz, so I'm assuming Kat is here for Liz. Morning, Kat. Area plan update and a few other items.
The only thing really that Liz had an appointment this morning, so I stuck with me. So, the only thing really that we have, unless you have something further, is we had an application come before the APC on June the 3rd, I believe it was. No, I'm sorry, June the 7th. And it was for rezoning out on State Road, West State Road 28. It was Karen White. It's right now ag, 50 acres, well, close to 50 acres, 49 point da 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 da. And so the APC heard the facts presented to them and voted an unfavorable recommendation for that. Jordan is the representative for you guys on that board. So if you have any other further questions that maybe he might be able to help
Ask
with.
him.
but- Pass the buck.
So
But
I think-
basically, they just felt like that it's a very large acreage.
Right.
There is a floodplain that runs along the front of it. And, there wasn't a solid plan presented to rezone it.
There was no plan. There's nothing
Where's it at?
across
Across
from.
from CNF?
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. And it was to change the zoning to commercial, to maybe entice, but at that point, it opens the floodgates to anything coming rather than being strategic and working with a company. So that's why we elected to keep it A1 at this point, and in the future, if they present a plan and a developer and an idea, then we'll work with them to get it zoned commercial was our thought process.
And back in May, I know that there was a favorable recommendation given for another piece of property that's just like 2 parcels west of that. But in that case, it was a small parcel.
Right.
It was just under 5
Frontage.
acres, and it's kind of like limited to what can go in there anyway. I mean, because of the size of it, and plus there's the gas station across the road. Right now, they currently have a house on that parcel, which there's issues there with that as well. So that's the reason why that got a favorable, whereas this one here, we just don't have anything at all that has been presented. I know the owner states that she has had some interest, and the people that have sparked the interest to her wanted this to be completed before they go further with their development plan, but, yeah. But what those are, we have not been given anything, so.
So do we need to take action?
Actually, you can either reject the unfavorable recommendation, which means you would approve the rezoning, and then you sign this original, or you accept the unfavorable recommendation, which you would make up the ordinance and send it over to us.
Okay.
That you,
I'll make a motion, we accept the favorable recommendation.
Second that.
Motion carries 3-0. Is that ordinance 2022-06? Is that the one listed here on the agenda? Okay, all right.
okay. That's all I got, unless y'all have anything for me.
Nope.
Okay.
Don't have anything.
I do not.
I'm gonna go ahead and step out because I've got a lot going
All
on
right.
out there today.
Thank you, Kat.
Thank
Yes,
you.
yes.
Bye.
Okay, under old business, we have approved the resolution 2022-08, which is modifying the TIF district. Tom, do you want to talk about this, or do you want me to go through it?
I could talk about it a
Okay.
little bit. Yeah, so this was on that June 7th meeting, came before the Area Plan Commission. There's a couple steps that still need to happen. It's got to go back in front of the RDC. But what's happened is that there's been brought to our knowledge that there's a lot of parcels in our TIF district that should not be there, that need to be taken out, that are residential properties. And so by taking these, by redistricting or rezoning the district, or the TIF district, it will help to increase the revenues that goes back to the actual TIF district. And so that's what this has done, and I think that of our, Baker Tilly was the company that did the analysis and recommended this, and so the attorneys at Taft Law Firm have kind of prepared all these documents, and it's just a procedure of where it has to go, and now it's in front of the commissioners here to make that decision to change the TIF district by removing parcels.
They did an analysis of the district and how the assessed value from the baseline on residential parcels is working. It's actually causing the TIF district to bring in less revenue than it should. So taking the residential ones out will increase the amount of money for the TIF district. So that's the kind of premise of this. So we would need a
I'll
motion.
make the motion that we continue to go forward with.
And it can always be
changing the-
amended again in the future
Correct.
if you need to do that.
Second.
All right. Motion carries 3-0 for Resolution 2022-08. We have a McGuire Pay App number 7, which is typically we get them every month. This will be our second one this month, and it's because of the fencing around the water tower site. They needed to lock in the price on the materials since the cost was going to go up according to the contractor, so they sent over the Pay App number 7, which is for $26,972.89. I will.
Motion to, yeah.
Second.
Second,
Okay.
third.
I'll be third. Those as first and second. So motion carries 3-0 on the McGuire Pay App. See no new business. Next up would be department heads.
I would like to say thank you for the remedies and things for the air conditioning, chillers. Feel good.
Is it getting hot?
Humidity. Mostly.
Yeah. So I guess
Of
we'll.
course, I can't speak up for the higher up offices.
When was that last Friday? I believe our temporary chiller showed up. Got it installed. I believe they're here today. It was only running at half capacity, which was better than our previous chiller, but they were here to get it tuned to run at full capacity. So hopefully it'll get better, but it's installed and working, and I think we'll at least make it through the summer
Next
months,
week.
hopefully. Any, Rodney, you looked like you were ready to come up here.
Well, for one to follow up, gentlemen, on the last conversation we had for a sign that I was talking to you about for out there at the health department. I brought the one quote that I do have. It's astonishing how many people aren't available to get the parts or get the availability right now. I do have a company that, you guys have one for the ladies. They are working with my point person, my office manager, to get a quote. They're supposed to be here this morning to give us a demo, but we're working on seeing if we can get them there. It's a pretty fast turnaround for them. The one thing the other company's doing is trying to work within a budget that my office manager gave them. I highlighted on here what we were interested in actually purchasing possibly from the other company. The other company that we're looking at is the one who put the one up here by the park up here, the splash pad area.
Okay.
And that nice sign that's there on that one side. I'm working with the park department folks, at least get us that contact info. They already have some experience with that company, and my office manager says they seem very willing to work with us within what budget we might have, and most importantly, have that shared experience of already being here. So my best thing would be to do is send you guys an email of what their quote is as soon as I can get it from them. Worst case is we don't expend it due to some concern of yours, and it's just grant money that, we won't get the chance to spend. I believe the council was working to move over what we still had left in the event that I get approval from you gentlemen on that part. So I have about 21,000 that's in one grant that's available, and about another 23 or so in another that we really need to spend.
So 45.
At least
roughly.
that much
Okay.
easily available that I want to get taken care of and off the books. So this would be an excellent use of that. Again, I solicited info from folks like the sheriffs and others who have looked at these signs before, and right now with the COVID situation going on, unfortunately, everything's a little higher than what it would have otherwise been, especially this LED technology that these are built off of. So, but I did want to at least get you the one quote. I'm also wanting to bring up we are looking to purchase a copier, printer, scanner, much like the one we currently have in the office that I believe has been set up through the government. With bringing in our immunization clinic and having that staff and those individuals who I make about a third more copies than what some of us do anyway, because they have to hand out information sheets and records on people's immunizations. So I worked with Tim to get a quote so that we purchase it. It will certainly act as a good backup for us as well, because we've had an issue or two at times when ours is down, and it's cost us time. But Tim explains to me we're going to look at getting a contract signed just to do the service. We'll pay for that, but I understand it's something, a function you gentlemen would have to do as far as signing it, that our health department wouldn't do that per se, unless guided by you guys to do that.
It was forwarded to me. I'm glad you brought it up. I was going to have one of these guys make a motion for me to sign, because I believe this is all budgeted money that you have. You've been working on to have it, so I have no problem with it. I don't know if you guys have.
The only problem I see is this is not county-owned property, and this is not health department-owned property that we're buying a sign and putting the sign on. So what happens when we move? I think we have a 5-year agreement or 10-year agreement with Healthy Communities.
I think it's 5.
So, you know,
I understand.
we
Yeah, I
made a
understand
decision
that.
to get out of the renting space business by purchasing Regions and then repurposing this building. So the thought process was eventually you'll end up back here or across the street.
yeah.
And we quit paying rent. So what do we do with the sign?
Well, I think the sign would be able to be relocated.
Okay, and what, and I agree with all of those things,
Mhm.
but when that time comes to be, there'll be different people sitting here, and there'll be different people on the Board of Health, and they may say, hey, that's our sign, it's on our property. What's stopping them from keeping the sign,
Sure.
or stopping us?
Understood.
Or what's
That's not
gonna keep
something
them
I've
from
necessarily
preventing us
thought
from
of,
moving?
yeah.
So I think, yay, more
Yeah,
work
Tom.
for you, Tom. We need to come up with some kind of an agreement with them that says that's our
Sure.
sign, we'll maintain it, but if we want to move it, we're going to move it.
I
That would be my
I
only.
think that's
that's a good
very good
reservation.
insight, yeah, I think that would be something we'd want in place just in case, yeah, because of that. Unfortunately, as you say, leadership changes and things change, and looking to the future,
Right.
that's a significant investment that we'd want to keep ownership of clear. I think we can.
Other
work
than that, I have no issue with it.
Good point.
So do we want to move forward with giving Rodney the okay and then choosing, you know,
Yeah,
you
I'll
get
forward
multiple
it.
quotes?
As soon
and
as
you
I can
decide
get that
which one's
info, I
best?
still want you gentlemen to have time to confer. Money's already been put in place. We've got till roughly the end of the month for me to encumber it from my state side of things. So, yeah, I'll just try to,
That's fine with me.
yeah.
So
Okay, well,
moved.
thank you for that insight,
Yep.
because again, that's not something, Bert did ask whether it could be moved, but you make an excellent point that ownership should be made clear of that. So,
So we'll get some type of agreement drawn up,
okay,
and go from there.
Good.
excellent.
And then,
Move forward with Rodney's recommendation then.
yeah, and move forward. Yep. Awesome.
So-
Yep.
And then the follow-up was to the printer. Are you
Yeah.
guys okay if I
Oh,
sign
yes.
for the printer?
Yeah.
Okay.
No issues.
The only other thing, I did get notified over the weekend or holiday, state holiday, that the state, after careful consideration, is looking at extending additional money for testing still in the county. We were already looking at extending it 2 months. I have a staff meeting a little later today where Dr. Tharp and I will probably confer with our nurse on whether we might just extend it. I think this extension runs out through the end of December. Again, I have at least an agreement for 2 more months to the end of August with EMA. I may have to relocate at some point after that. I don't know. He's going to do some parking lot work, I believe, but I think the opportunity to keep it available as long as possible, it's probably on a reimbursable basis anyway. So actually, that one, they'll probably just pay you the whole amount up front. I'd hate to turn it away in case there's an event we still need it. It's a lot harder to restart. But again, it's a grant that I should at least ask you gentlemen permission to pursue or not first, so.
State grant or federal?
State grant, yeah.
Yeah. I make the motion
I
that
would,
you
yeah.
pursue it.
Second.
3-0.
And if there's anything you gentlemen have, otherwise, I'll entertain it. And I
No
appreciate,
Thanks.
I appreciate your continued
Yeah.
support.
Yep.
Thanks.
Thank you, Rodney. Any other department heads? Chris, you got anything?
I everybody else will be asking for more money. As you know, in January, gas price went up. We're talking about running gas dryers, system, and fryer. We're up 2 meters. Now 2 companies are running. One charges you for the meter, the other charges for the gas. So I'm gonna run out of my budget. Gas probably here in the next couple months, but I've got it drafted to send to the council. I'm just trying to get a good accurate. So
Okay.
we're talking less than $10,000. And with that said, in 9 years of running the place, I've not asked for an increase in the budget. Obviously, with everything coming up, I am. I usually wait 3 years to increase residents' rent. We're gonna go 2 with everything going up. I would go up to $25. You're talking 5% increase. And again, I normally did that every 3. This year it's gonna be 2. That's it.
Were you able to connect with Amoresco?
He came and
Okay.
looked, Bradley, we checked it out, that thing's anywhere from 20, 30-year lifespan, that one's at 22. Irish Mechanical, that's been on the last 5 years, saying if you have a wish list, let's get this water up there. It'd be more efficient with gas, and it lasts.
Okay.
And again, it makes that building more viable.
So they're getting you a quote, so we'd have to, all right,
But we're
perfect,
gonna run into things you guys run into the sheriff's department, it's just like,
yeah, yep,
until November.
okay. Sounds good. Any other department heads? Okay, seeing none. Commissioner reports. Gentlemen.
I have nothing. I'm good.
Neither do I.
Okay. Only thing I have to report is, I followed up with Co-Alliance on our fuel, just to get kind of an idea of where we're at. We'll send out a, email to all the departments that utilize the fuel, so you have an idea of kind of where you're at so far halfway through the year on terms of contracted gallons. So, other than that, I don't have anything else. We'll move on to claims. Claims dated June 6 in the amount of $4,264.04. Claims dated June 10th in the amount of $9,237.39. Biweekly claims dated June 21st in the amount of $784,829.54. And court claims dated June 21st in the amount of $50,241.
Motion to
Motion.
approve.
Second.
Okay, motion carries 3-0 on the claims. We have payroll dated June 3rd in the amount of $451,999.07.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Payroll approved 3-0. And we have minutes from our regular meeting on June 7th.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion carries 3-0. Is there any other business that needs to come before the commissioners?
One question.
Yes, Brett.
We have one bid to deny it. Isn't it 10% off for that?
Yes, but I think we can take it off the next bill. So, on the attorney fee bill for the bot.
Adam Collins.
Yeah,
Oh,
Adam
yeah.
Collins, yeah.
Just take it.
Yeah, so.
Motion to adjourn. 10%. Healthy 10%.
I saw that, but I assumed the check